All right, so here we are tonight or today, wherever you are, with Unity Communications founder and CEO Patrick Brown. Whoop, whoop. And we're here to talk about the Create More Act, which passed into law last year. All right, so the first question that we have for you today is, what was your initial reaction to hearing that the Create More Act passed into law?
I think for the industry overall and for the Philippines overall, it's a really good step. This law being passed allows a lower tax threshold for companies to come invest and build. It's really, really good for the Philippine community, for additional jobs, different infrastructure, because there's a lot of people here that are talented. They just need the opportunities with the right companies, right stakeholders to grow and to thrive and to really shine. And there's a lot of brands out there that are also searching for a good global talent pool to help their brands grow as well.
What does the Create More Act mean for Unity Communications and its clients?
So we're very fortunate that most of our deliverables are considered non-bad. So it doesn't really affect us too much from the point of view of being subject to VAT in many ways. A lot of our vendors charge VAT that we pay. At the end of the day, taxes are designed to help pay for the services that our employees get on the day-to-day basis. The government is a stakeholder. They need to be paid for creating and developing the infrastructure of Philippine day-to-day life. They are a critical stakeholder for Unity Communications to grow and thrive. We want to pay the tax that is needed to support that. And when we have that exclusive type of service that lowers the thresholds, we're able to pay our agents more. The money isn't just saved, it's recycled into something different that is actually more productive.
Are there additional tax incentives that Unity gets from the Create and Create More Acts?
It doesn't really affect us because it's designed to bring other companies to come to the Philippines to build out infrastructure. We are, I would consider, a mature, larger company in the Philippines with all of the different tax accountants and payments and structures and infrastructure, paying our permits, fire, drills, all that stuff. So for us, it creates, ultimately no difference at all.
Are there other critical benefits for Unity's Filipino workforce?
So a good example how that changes is we provide HMO benefits, not just to the employee, but also to dependents. We're a little bit different than most BPOs because most BPOs provide coverage just for the employees, but we're able to extend it to their families. We're able to extend savings, for example, here in Harton, we are catering and we provide meals for our agents. We subsidize a lot of benefits, little things. We call it emotional salary for people looking for a life change. So it goes in all sorts of different directions where the money not paid for a value-added tax is transferred into different types of compensation. We're not just saving 10, 15%. We're taking that money and reinvesting it in our workforce in different ways.
How do you think the additional foreign investment will affect competition for top talent in the local job market?
It's going to make it harder. So, I'm not afraid of that competition. I'm not afraid to fight for talent that I believe is going to be more sought after with all these other companies coming in. They're gonna make me better. They're going to make me level up what we need. And also, if top talent starts to become really stretched, then we focus on building and creating that top talent within our own ranks. There's this idea that more competition is going to be bad for the people already here because we're going to have to fight more. I don't think that's the case. There is so much business to share. There are so many needs out there that one company can't get to all of them. And if this means that we have to charge 10% more to attract that top talent, then we'll charge 10% more, or we'll create infrastructure to build more top talent. Right now, Philippines has a large amount of people in the tier 1 tool. So I want to really build infrastructure, get tier 2, tier 3 top level talent. And more competition doesn't mean less opportunity. More competition for me means I'm gonna have to get better, more efficient.
All right. So would you say that would change your approach to hiring staff or attracting new employees?
No, I really believe what we're doing works well, but we're going to complement it. We are going to pivot to the new landscape. We're a very small part of the Philippine economy. For a broad perspective, somebody coming here to want to design products, want to do this, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for them. The saying in business is a rising tide lifts all boats. The more better complex opportunities there are for Filipinos, the better my talent pool will get as well.
How does Unity Communications plan to differentiate itself from new or even existing competitors?
That's a great question. So I am uniquely positioned in my competitors being Asian American, being a very hands-on CEO, that I have created a workflow between the Philippines and our clients' operations so that it doesn't even feel like you have a different company involved in your operations. It looks, breathes, and feels like your infrastructure is seamlessly integrated globally, and we're working quietly in the background. The people that we select, the processes we put together, it's seamless and it feels that way. And the person in the United States that's managing their team in the Philippines are all working in the same tech stack. I take the approach that we earn our margin by curating and pushing your corporate culture into the Philippines in their own way, and not very many people understand it better than somebody who has built it themselves. When you talk to our competitors, it's usually a Harvard or MBA or someone hired that's never really built a BPO. They've been just given a lot of opportunity through the ranks of wherever they came from, but they were never the founder. They were never the one that says, I have 6 months to make this profitable, or we run out of money. You're working with a company that did have to build all their campaigns and make them profitable, or we wouldn't be here today. Versus other competitors who have, been not in the founder seat. I have been in the founder seat. I know what they go through. I know their pain points. And ultimately, we do not ask for long-term commitments because we believe in accountability. If we don't help you get to these milestones, we get fired. I don't like being fired. So we really want to emphasize the fact that by engaging Unity Communications to use us to help build and scale your brand, we are with you. If you fail, we're going to lose. And that threat and that fear of failure isn't sometimes what you need to push through to get to that next level.
Right. So that's it. And until next time, this has been Lion with our CEO and founder, Patrick Brown.